times within 2 weeks. Got every ending and every part, every mission.
I thought Armored Core only came out for the Xbox.
No, it's PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, cross-platform.
Oh, neat.
I want to throw that flex in there. Let you guys know I'm still a badass at video games.
Never doubted you.
Excellent.
What was Armored Core? The name's familiar. I don't think I ever played one, but
They're made by the same people who make Dark Souls, FromSoft.
oh, okay. Then I haven't played it. No. Oh, I saw someone else playing it. I was trying to think. I'm like, wait, why do I know that? Did I ever play it? Or
it's a giant mecha game. It's not a very saturated genre, so that might be why you've heard of it.
I think I saw like people play it or something.
Honestly, it looks sick as hell.
It is pretty cool. It is a lot different than the other Armored Core, so I'll tell you that. The boss fights are pretty Dark Soulsy, which is weird because they've never been like that in any of the other Armored Core games.
Well, maybe it'll combine my love for mecha games with my love for bullet hells.
I'd say if you love bullet hells, you're gonna love Armored Core 6 because that's what the boss fights are.
But all right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Guild of Brockheart, brought to you by AED&D. I'm Bork17. You're here with Donnie Danger playing Gale Glavinus. We have the Man-Bear playing Gnomeface, and Nervous Blurgan playing Sven Birchjaw. We did something different last week, which I haven't been able to touch that stuff. That's gonna be a short, like 5-minute video that's gonna release probably over the weekend. Won't be like a podcast thing. Maybe to be a podcast thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
It was pretty fun though.
Yeah, just shooting the role play or improvisation exercise. Oh, and Man-Bear. I realized what I remembered when I told you the rule for improv is to always this and. I heard that from Jeff Davis on Harmontown. He talked about improv in there. You see, he's on Who's Line Is It Anyway a lot of times. Or he was on the show a bunch, but he pretty much the live show that they did all the time, he was one of the main people on that.
Come on.
So that's where I remember hearing about it from.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, so I guess we'll get started with the recap. We're a little late today because I had a lot of last minute stuff come my way this week, and so I'm kind of I was trying to crunch through that, and it pushed me late. So do you guys have any questions before I give a recap and go forth with what we're doing?
Nope. Just want that recap. Forgot a lot.
All right. So last time on the Guild of Brockheart, our adventurers found the survivors. That was the point of the quest that Gnomeface picked up before leaving Codith, and agreed to help them by taking care of the bandits, or agreed to further help them by taking care of the bandits and trying to and rescuing not rescuing, but grabbing the supplies that the bandits took from them. They went to the hideout, which was kind of like a cave, but it was like between two mountains that they built a roof on, and infiltrated the camp and was trying to find a good way of taking out the bandits and while searching for it. They left some bodies in their in their tracks. A couple bandits came back from patrol, saw the bodies, alarmed the rest of them, and while they were getting ready to go searching, Gale called them all out to the front door. All right, the team was split up, so they fought half and half. Someone through because the bandits left through the north and south doors of the mess hall. Or mess hall / storage building, I guess. So then you guys took out the bandits. You guys went inside to go rest and recover. Sven was eating, and Gale, while everyone was sitting down recovering, Gale checked the rooms and ended up getting don't want to say cheap shot, but he opened the door and there was a guy waiting for him on the other side who was on his way out. So they end up meeting 3 new people inside who were, as No Face called, farming the bandits, and that gave Gale a internal crisis or identity crisis, in a sense.
Existential.
That's an existential crisis. So yeah, they left without fighting the 3 of them, or they left hastily, I will say, so that they didn't have to fight the 3 of them, and made their way back to the survivors. Informed the survivors that the bandits were taken care of, and they were headed back to Brockheart. So if they wanted to follow along, they could. Now would be the time, and kind of the survivors asked about the supplies that their not their items that they lost. I'm forgetting the word. That made everyone feel a little bad because they forgot about that, and they kind of glossed over that and went on to head on back to Brockheart. Yes, that sounds about right. That's about right. Does that ring any bells for you guys?
Rings a lot of bells.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah, we start today with you guys. You're still walking along the coast. The road's following the coast yet. I'm not sure the formation, but it's Gale, the 2 knights, Sven, Gnome Face, and then and Wilhelm with his cart, followed by, what is it, like 6 6 survivors, I'll say, and their own cart as well.
Okay, can we... All right, never mind, ignore my question. Whenever we're ready to begin, I'm ready.
Now.
No?
So now.
Oh, now. All right. So we got the 6 people that we just met on the road.
Yes.
I say, well, before we get walking, fellow survivors, maybe we should formally introduce ourselves. We haven't had a chance to do so yet, since stakes were high and tensions were thick.
One of them chimes up. You 3 are knights from Brockheart, and the other 2 are just adventurers.
You guys are just adventurers, right? Not gonna.
Sven works.
Sven works.
If you need to address me, that's, hey, adventurer isn't really helpful in this regard.
Good point.
So Adventure and Sven, he's his own person. He doesn't abide by that title. So,
I'm just we sort of had introductions. Yeah, I was just seeing if I remembered correctly. My apologies if you were insulted.
anyways, there's Wilhelm too. Don't forget that fellow.
Ah, yes.
A noble steed.
He looks quite noble.
Goat. And now, you lot, I would like to get acquainted with you. Sure, Sven and Gnome Face would too, since we're going to be on quite a long road together.
They kind of look at each other like taken aback and not threatened, kind of bashful. Like I get to know who like who we actually are.
Oh, yes. Maybe a quick synopsis of what brought you here. Your professions, whatever flavor, context you want to throw in. We just generally want to know our fellow travelers.
Okay, well, my wife and I and our son here, we're the Smiths. And then another gentleman chimes up. Shit, I had a last name. And I completely lost it.
Okay, you have time.
You say that, but that's not the pressure I put on myself.
Very good. You love me.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you guys waiting on me?
No, I'm not waiting on you.
always. And so the other one chimes up. He's like, yeah, not blanking on all like common last names. We're the Michaels.
Michael's and Michael's son.
Oh, our last name is Michael. Yeah, so our two families were starting like a kind of a trading / escort company, which is why we were on the sea, and well, kind of lost everything because of the monster, but no, not directly because of the monster, but because we were stuck on the coast and we didn't quite make it to the town yet. We're not really fighters of any sorts. We're just merchants.
So all 6 are comprised of 2 sets of father, wife, and son.
Yes.
We have the Smiths and the Michaels.
Correct.
Well, if you're not combat ready, you may want to focus on other professions besides escorting, since that kind of entails combat, or at least the ability to protect people.
Did I say escorting? It's more like chauffeuring people across the ocean or the sea. Not so much as escorting another boat. It's like they jump on our boat and we take them across.
Ah, well, in that case, best of luck to your future endeavors, and hopefully sea monsters won't be a part of that.
I mean, it normally isn't. This is, the rare occasion. Just gotta get another boat.
Yeah. Well, glad to make your acquaintance, and even more glad to have been a help. Glad those bandits will be no more menace to you from here on out, and you can continue your journey. With us, of course, until we reach our next village.
Mr. Michael Pop opens it up. He's like, yeah, I mean, we're not there anymore, so it's not like they can raid us anymore. Because yeah, we're no longer where we once was.
True that. No
So we're heading
face.
to a
What?
hippogriff dealership, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
mind.
Hippogriff rental, hippogriff, and unicorns. Was it unicorns or Pegasus?
It was like a if and or maybe all kind of thing.
Maybe.
Pegacorn grips.
Nice.
Anything magic that flies, I think, might be under the realm of possibilities where we're going.
You know, it's only to get us across the river. It just sounds like a fun way to get across the river.
River straight, same thing, right?
I honestly don't know. I suck at geography.
Not sure. They sound like the same thing to me.
You really do. I honestly don't
I mean,
know.
strait is just an isthmus that's wet.
Oh, okay. We're throwing isthmus in there.
What the hell is an isthmus?
Well,
Essentially,
it's like a strait that's dry.
What about straits that's wet?
essentially like the distance between it's like Door County tip to Michigan, or to like the Michigan-Wisconsin border.
Oh, okay.
Like, not quite a river. Could you swim it? It would take you a while. Kind of like the English Canal, you know?
Well, us intellectual
Just wider.
peasants aren't big on technicalities. It is across a body of water. And that's all that matters to us. Me and Gnome Face, at least. Sven seems to know what he's talking about.
Well, that wasn't in character.
Oh.
In character, I still think we're heading to a hippogriff dealership.
You may not be wrong there.
Yes. So anyways, that's where we have to look forward to. All what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 13 of us have to look forward to now. This is a big group.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Any more discussions, or are you gonna head back out again? Or
Well,
it's
just
just
one
kind of
thing.
walk and talk.
Just one thing, Smiths. I take it that's your profession.
No, that's our name. That's our surname.
Okay, never mind. My line of questioning ends right there.
Were you looking for a smith?
Saying you might be helpful to Sven and Gnome Face if they needed anything on the road. I personally don't
I
need
am
one.
wearing robes. I don't need a smith anymore.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to see if that option was available. I fight with my fists, so I don't really need any weapons. Just wanted to clarify.
Nope.
Are we traveling in a caravan with carriages, or are we all walking?
No, you guys are all walking. Unless you can
Okay.
swing a deal with the survivors. Their caravan, they can sleep like 2 at a time. But
Okay.
between the kids and the parents, mostly covered.
Okay.
I mean, I forget if it was Jackson or Jones, but one of them beat up pretty bad. They're riding in the wagon. Cart. Whatever you want to
Oh
call it.
yeah, Jackson's riding wagon.
Yeah.
He's unconscious. He just passed out.
He had 20 HP out of 140. I'm not surprised.
Maybe he was supposed to have 33, but who's counting?
Yeah.
You apparently.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Gail and I took damage away from him twice. But anyways, yeah, you guys are continue on walking, and any other conversations, or
I got nothing.
narrate for a little bit. All right, so you guys are meandering down the path. The path has been following the coastline quite a bit with the rocky shore, the cliffs on your left, to which a point that the main path starts to go inward or inland, and the coast kind of continues forward slash goes out towards the sea, but not by much. So you're no longer following the coast, and it looks like it's headed towards the mountains, where like the mountains has always been on your left. It's just like looks as of recently they have gotten closer and closer to the coast, and so like the walkway that you've been on has pretty much been sandwiched between the mountains and maybe a little field before it, but then the coast. So now it looks like the road has taken a leftward angle and is headed towards the mountains ish. But the mountains you are headed towards are a lot darker of color from your perspective right now. And the overall air seems to be thicker, darker. You're not there yet, but like you're essentially crossing the field to approach it.
Okay.
I'd like to make a quick perception check on those mountains. And that is plus wisdom plus 4. Not that. Give me a second.
You did not roll a 306.
I do not. I roll a 17.
Yeah, the mountains definitely don't look.
Well,
the mountains
specifically before you give me anything, I'm just trying to see if they look darker because of the time of day or by their composition.
Composition.
Oh.
It's
okay. You can narrate more if you want. Then
I'd say it's just past midday at this point. Yeah, you can tell. You definitely could tell they're not regular mountains. You're not close enough to figure out why. And nothing's giving away why yet.
I looked at Savannah Gnome Face and Jones, since he's still in good health. Be ready for those mountains, gentlemen. I feel something's different about them than the ones we've traveled in the past. That's my remark.
All right, so you guys continue going through the field. It's about, I'd say the overall trip from where you were at to getting to like the entrance of the range has been probably like a good 2 hours, and at that point, like the area around you is not as much green anymore. It's like whatever grass is there is pretty much gray and kind of dead. But it's mostly like dirt and looks dark on the ground. And so it's like hilly and around you, but like the whole area now, it's as you're getting to the base of like the range, you'd say, is very dark, like dusty, or there's particles all over.
Almost like a storm is going on, or
you'd have to be more specific.
like a sand dust storm or something, or like the remnants of a storm having passed through and stirred everything up?
You can discern that no, it's not like a sandstorm. It's not sandy.
Ignore that noise in the background.
Never.
The air is getting pretty thick. Do you guys want to roll perception checks? Do you guys want to
I would
talk
love
about
to.
it? Do you guys want to? I
I
don't
would
know.
love to talk about this and roll things. I was waiting for somebody to say something. Okay, so before I roll anything, I lean forward towards the Michaels and the Smiths. Do any of you have a recollection or a pre-understanding of the terrain before us?
Both of them shake their head and say, "Nope, we haven't been this way."
Perception checks it is then.
Yeah, I'll go with the perception.
Cool if I roll investigation on the dust itself.
Sense magic.
Sure. Donnie,
16 for me.
for sense magic.
Yep. I'm somewhat in tune with it.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not that weird to roll it.
Unnatural 21.
yeah. How do you roll a natural 21?
I just thought of that after I said unnatural 21.
I've done it before.
Okay, Donnie, you can discern that it's not the difference in climate and what's the difference between these mountains and the other ones that you've been in the past is not magical.
Somewhat reassuring. Only somewhat. Still peculiar.
Ben and Gnome Face, I'm gonna whisper to you what you guys see.
Okay.
It's going to be out of nowhere, but it looked like the top, quarter to a third of the mountain looks like it's missing.
Let me finish giving you your blah, blah, blah. Let me finish whispering to you what you see, and or what your rolls give you. I was gonna use surmise, but I forgot how that's spelled.
Surmise. I
Too
think.
late. All right. So I whispered to you guys what you.
Yep, I read it. I kind of... I keep my suspicions to myself, honestly. I have no reason to really pass them on, and I'm kind of curious, so...
Yeah, I just say that's gross, and I wipe my hand off on the cart. Keep on going.
Did you touch something, Sven?
Look at this shit that came off the ground.
Oh, yes, those cart reels. They do.
Dark nonsense on my hand. I just wipe it off on the cart.
This is definitely strange terrain, that's for sure. Can't be too careful. There might be some fungi around or something.
But yeah, so you guys continue making your way on. Um, the group of you in the front with the people you're escorting behind you. And yeah, you've marched forward into the different looking mountain range. And as you get past like the first couple on the sides, the ground it gets less smooth and traveled, or maybe it gets less smooth, just like kind of more bumpier.
Mm-hmm.
The air gets a lot drier and a lot like thicker. And you guys need to take a second or two to like you guys are getting winded a little quicker than normal.
Winded.
So like you can walk for like half hour and then you guys stop to take a breather and then you can keep going versus just continuing to march on at a brisk pace.
Yeah, and I think we felt something mildly similar during our ventures up the mountain. I'm going to do a perception check. This is a matter of air quality or elevation. 13.
You have a feeling it's something in the air because you don't feel like you've gone that high. You're not too certain, but if you had to pick one, you probably would guess air quality.
We best move past this terrain as quickly as possible.
I agree.
Gonna take a strip of fabric and cover my nose and mouth with it. I'll see what I can do for Wilhelm. Make him
Okay.
Only we
relax.
all
If you're saying there's something in the air, gotta do something.
strips of fabric would be nice to go around. Do we have more strips of fabric? I asked the party as a whole. Smiths and Wilsons alike.
I mean, I'm just saying I'm wearing a crop top now. Like, we're all covered in strips of fabric.
Yeah, I'm drawing inspiration from you, Sven. That's not a bad idea. So I'm just asking everybody if we have more to go around.
The dude wearing a
And all
nice
I've
like
got is the clothes on my
sash
back.
is asking for fabric.
What's that?
So the dude wearing a nice like sash across his body is asking for fabric.
This is a tabard representing the Knights of Brockheart. It will not be desanctified, cut up, and spread about for the sake of ease of breathing.
I wasn't talking about cutting up or spreading about. I was talking about you, yourself, and you.
Although now that you mention it, like 5 or 6 people all wearing the same piece of fabric as a mask without cutting it, it'd be like a tandem bicycle, but a dust mask. That'd be interesting to see.
Be interested to see. All the same, now that I think more about it, potentially thanks to our DM's advice, I do
Don't let me influence you like that.
raise my eyebrows and be like, this isn't a bad idea, actually. I take off my tabard, look towards my knights. They also have tabards. Wrap this around your mouths, fellows. I assume Jackson's at least conscious enough to do such.
The Jones kicks him in the foot. It's like, hey, cover your face. And then Jackson kind of like, okay, and just like plops it over the top of his face.
Excellent. Fellow adventurers, by all means, find some way to protect your lungs from the air about. There's something wrong here.
I mean, they listen and they do so as well. They grab little bits of whatever the heck they have left, and most of them are just holding it up, covering their nose and mouth. So,
Excellent.
you guys, so you've been but traveling into the mountain or into this area, 2 hours by now.
Okay.
It's approaching like dinner time, maybe a little past that.
What are the penalties for skipping a meal after being well fed?
We did just eat at the bandit camp too.
Yeah, it's
Like
not
they
like
let us eat.
we aren't sparsely fed.
Well, they started to let you eat, and then they kicked you out. A little. I do remember
That
Sven was shoving food into his face as he was leaving because someone kept poking the bear.
mhm.
Do we have rations?
I mean, if you guys are fine out of food, I'm just saying it's in terms of daylight and daytime. And the fact that the only person who's got any sort of rest in the last 2 days is currently unconscious in a cart.
I think we should still keep pressing forward. That's my personal 2 cents. If we have rations, we should shovel them down under our face masks that we just wrapped around our heads. But if anybody feels different, please speak up.
Yeah, I think it's fine if we go.
Yeah, I don't want to breathe this crap any longer than I have to.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I just want to get out of here.
Okay. You guys press forth. So you guys keep moving forward at the slower pace. I mean, you are covering your face, but overall, it's still difficult to breathe with, like, more difficult to breathe with something covering your mouth because it's kind of getting full. Like, you have to like shake the dust off every once in a while.
Gross.
So like the particles are not tiny. Like you definitely could see it, and yeah, you're still just at a slower pace, at a not the brisk walking pace you were at. I'll say you're at like a normal walking pace, and the path kind of weaves in out, and it gets a little more difficult to see as the sun goes down.
Okay, things are getting kind of dire here. I want to do perception checks for cover, caves, anything that we can use to get away from this air, and maybe bunk down if things get bad. Eight for me.
You don't see anything around you.
It is a 25 perception from me.
Okay.
And look for the same thing some way out of this. It's like falling off a mountain in the middle of the night. That's not my idea of a good death.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm looking about. I don't see anything. Anybody else wants to help me look? That's excellent. We may need a pit stop. Pretty happy with Sven's roll. Gnome Face, are you looking for anything?
I can, but I wasn't.
Oh, mother. I typed.
I got a nat 1.
Get them out of the way now. Shake those nat ones out.
I went to whisper to you, Sven, and I forgot to type the Sven, so it completely just doesn't show me the entire thing I typed out. Uh, God, I wish I could type faster. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
the two of you. Well, no face, you don't even know where everything's just black to you. You're just
Okay.
like, you just can't discern pretty much anything, just sky, ground. It's like I'm just following the person in front of me. Donnie, you don't find anything. You just, it's all ground to you. There's no caves, there's no cover. Yeah.
Okay.
Just another completely unrelated question. Is there just a general aroma of sulfur to this whole area?
Do you know what sulfur
Sulfur.
smells like?
Yeah, am I familiar with that scent? I don't know if I could peg it if I was.
I mean, I dabble in alchemy. Are you talking in real life or in character?
In
Character.
character?
You
Character, I
might
imagine that.
know what that smell is, yeah.
Yeah. Or,
Well,
okay, how about this? Like a
Yeah.
rotten egg aroma? Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Yeah, so I found a hole in this hill, but I don't think we want to stay there.
why is that?
Uh, Good chance we get cooked if we spend the night in there.
Oh, what about the day?
I, I haven't checked this mountain schedule. Day might be better, but I don't think the night's gonna be good.
Maybe
Uh,
best not to test our luck, huh?
I mean, look, if we're lucky, things might light up soon. Could get brighter out here. That'd make it easier to see. That'd be, we could put that as a tally in the good column.
So Sven, you're saying better to rely on luck than this wayward cave and just ride the storm out?
I mean, I don't know. This is a DM question. At this point, does my character know what's going on?
Your character has an idea of where you're at and what's making this, yes.
Okay.
In terms of like closeness or pending doom, no, not that much, but you know
So
the area.
I'm aware that this is a volcano.
Yeah,
Okay.
more than
Yeah,
just
we
a
should.
volcano.
Hmm?
More than just a volcano.
Oh, the whole range is volcanically active.
Yeah. Or either now or once was or about to be.
There's no way in hell I know about magma viscosity, and there's no way I could determine that from the ash. So I have no idea how bad this eruption could be for us. Just that it would be bad. So I would recommend moving. See
Move
if
forward.
yeah, if we can find a hill that's a little less warm than this one, that's all I got. This isn't a great place to be.
No, well, Sven, you're speaking with more certainty than I have, and I trust that. We keep moving
Um,
forward then.
Sometimes mountains get angry. What can I say?
And if worst comes to worst, I can take on my water body form. We can all take nourishment upon my soft, supple flesh.
no,
Fellows, come, nourish yourselves.
I will strike you with lightning.
No
I'm
one's currently
sussing and suck
dehydrated.
on my teeth.
I'm still gonna strike him with lightning if he turns water.
I think the fumes are getting to Gale.
I'm kidding. I'm
The
kidding.
fumes are getting to
Okay.
Gale, is right. But yeah.
Yes, we will press forward. That seems to be the wisest choice, considering what we know and what Sven has told us.
All in favor?
Go for it.
Yeah,
I
we're
trust
getting out of
Sven.
here.
He's been reliable.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys end up marching forward. I guess it's no shock to you guys that this is not a straight path. It's very weavy and like you go up and down different parts. The trail, as you call it, is kind of non-existent at this point. Does anyone have dark vision?
Nope.
I could activate Darkness Body.
I would argue that Wilhelm has dark vision.
Do goats have dark
He's-
vision?
They have a tapetum lucidum, which, I mean, is as good as it gets in the real world. He helped us in that cave with the trolls.
Good point. He did.
Wilhelm would be the better bet. The problem with me is I have an MP cost per turn. Since we're traveling over duration, I would lose all of my MP within the matter of maybe 5 minutes.
True.
So not a good option using Dark Body.
Well,
Would
look at
dark
it this
body
way.
really grant you dark vision, though?
I have no clue.
On the bright side, if this mountain
Maybe-
decides to pop off, it'll get
Also,
real bright. We'll be able to see easily.
Dark vision. Like that.
Yeah, that's
Except
true.
Maybe.
Allie in the good column.
True. Also, I'm gonna have to experiment with my different body types sometime later because I don't know what they all do, honestly.
If any of y'all have marshmallows, that would be the time.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, Wilhelm though. Wilhelm's a great bet.
Trust him with my life.
Should we all follow Wilhelm's lead?
Let's do it. Let's follow the goat.
Sven?
And if he fucks up, I kill him and cook him.
No. We're betting on him for our
I mean,
lives.
If the ground breaks and we fall into a lava tube, he'll be cooked immediately anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
So
He's
may you
wrong.
be,
We're all
but
dead anyways.
So,
all right, yes.
start a conga line, I guess.
Oh yeah, I love it. Conga line. You're touching Wilhelm. We're all touching your shoulder. It's just a chain of people touching each other.
Got really, really awkward really, really fast.
It was good when you started. It was bad when you ended.
Or was it better when I ended?
No, it was worse when you ended.
No.
It was better when it was over with.
But yeah, so you guys form a line behind Wilhelm. I guess Sven might be like next to Wilhelm. And yeah, you guys are following a path that is wide enough for him in the cart. And you guys start just going. But yeah, it's very dark. You don't see a moon. The sun's way gone. For the most part, most of you can't discern where the ground starts and where like the mountain hills are. Like it's just you put your foot out and you're like, oh, there it is, type of thing. Just a combination of it all. All of you roll a perception.
Okay. This is all very eerie, by the way.
Good.
Yes, but think about how exfoliated we'll be by the end of this.
There you go.
A 7 on my perception.
18 on mine.
A nat 20 on Jones' Journey and a 3 on Jackson Action.
I kind of was hoping that oh wait, Jackson Action's the one in the cart, right?
Yep.
That's even better. Okay, I was hoping it was he's the one who got the net 20.
That would have been cool.
No,
Just
no.
back there, I don't see shit.
So Sven, you're walking and then you feel a slight like you lose your footing as you're trying to take a step, and it's do you think it's because the ground kind of moved out from under your foot a little bit? Right at the
This
same
is why I
time,
don't say these things.
right at the same time, Jackson Action kind of just perks up from in the cart, like looking around, like, whoa. Did anyone else feel that?
Feel what? Feel
Upsetting.
what I say?
No?
Now, when the ground moved, how exactly did it move? Did it like crack? Did it roll? Is it shaking?
Kind of like a shake.
Cool.
Um,
Cool.
but yeah, Jackson Action, it's just like, oh, okay. No one else? Okay. And then lays back down and goes back to sleep.
That's uneventful and unhelpful.
I just look over my shoulder and tell the rest of the guys, like, hey, it might get easier to see here in a minute or two.
It's reassuring, Sven. I
Not
love good
really.
news. What?
Not really.
Oh no.
I kind of just shake my head at Gail's proclamation of good news, and we should probably move.
I mean, Gale will probably be fine. The rest of us would have to worry.
For like a minute.
Does Jones' journey say anything?
No.
No, okay.
Well,
I think
Gnome
we're.
Face would probably be fine too.
I don't think we're in too much danger, fellas. Let's just keep pressing forward.
Yeah, pressing forward's ideal. I'm just picturing Gnome Face
Yeah.
surfing down a lava flow on his sword.
That's actually not a bad idea.
I mean,
I'm sure I could probably transform it into a shield.
you guys didn't stop at all. Like, you guys are still going. It's just that's what you guys
Uh-uh.
noticed along the way. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's a renewed urgency to our movement, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we're moving pretty briskly. I mean, like nobody's taking their time here.
well, as briskly as you can, because you hard to breathe. It's just it's not.
Yeah, we are kind of doing the conga line. You can't really sprint that shit.
Well, yeah,
We're
but
trying.
the 1-2-1-2 picked up in pace a little bit.
Yeah, we're
just like-
trying here.
You picked up the tempo of the marching, the cadence.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of a 1-2-1-2, it's more of a 1-2-3-4 1-2-3.
Yep.
But
Left 1-2, left 1-2.
yeah. But so yeah, you're walking a little bit. You Sven, you do see some light off towards the distance. But it's coming from like to your right, and it kind of looks like from downward. As opposed to the direction you're headed is kind of like straightforward.
Does it look like it's on another mountain, like across a valley, or from the one we're standing on?
It kind of looks more like there's a river next to the road further up.
In Minecraft,
Like in that type of instance.
I actually
So
all my books are named
you guys are
Maya.
keep making your way forward.
That's what they have numbers,
And
so I know which
the air
one is
kind of
which.
gets well, one, it gets warmer.
one
Two, it lightens
one
up.
is like-
You can definitely tell that there's no moon out, and you can sort of see like the shape of the volcano next to you. And there's a like opening to not next to the road, but like there's like a crack or an entrance of sorts next to you underneath the ground where like you can see through and see just a like lava river kind of going through from like one mountain to another. And there's a lot of hot air coming up from it, so be warned on that one.
Okay, well, Sven and Wilhelm will probably notice things first.
Yeah, I was telling that their approach, they're walking up to it as you guys are walking through. So by the time he would say anything about, or when he hits it, then if you guys talk, like, you guys all would be passing it type of thing.
Things are clearing up. We're not out of the shit yet. That's my take from all this.
Things can definitely get interesting.
Oof. I think we should keep pressing forward, guys.
No one is gonna stop to look at it. Just like, oh, okay.
Lava river?
Yeah, I mean,
The lava river.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining.
Oh,
I mean,
I guess we were just taking in so much information. I kind of didn't catch that.
It's not like it's like 20 feet right there. Like, there's a crevice. It's more like 50 feet. It's just it's more like a cliff is here, and you can see there's like an opening, but you can see down, and it's like 50 feet below you is the river. But like
next to our route,
yeah,
guys,
that's
I've never seen a red stream before.
don't go to Vegas.
All I feel is renewed urgency.
Yeah,
this isn't where I want to be.
Agreed, Sven. This is quite wrong. A
Yeah.
river of red is not normal, in a very bad way.
Oh, well, here's the thing: we can feel the heat from that. Even 50 feet away, we can feel the heat from that.
Quite hot indeed.
Like open furnace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not like directly next to it. Like, you'd have to make an effort to go look at it, but like you are walking near it, so it's just providing a whole bunch of light up in the air.
Okay.
Even I feel like even if we knew nothing about this, natural instinct or any biological imperative that has kept any of our DNA alive to this point would have told us, get the fuck out. This is wrong.
Yeah, there's amoebas that know to get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, we know this is bad. Conga line, away!
All right. Yeah, you guys keep moving forward. The path gets darker. The air is probably hitting the thickest point that it has so far. And sorry, I had burp. Yeah, lost what I was gonna say. Yeah, so it got dark again as you're leaving the visual, or the overlooking into the lava pool area behind you, or lava river, and you start walking once again in the conga line, following Wilhelm. Everyone roll perception checks again.
$19.
6 for Gale, 2 for Jones, and 13. Well, 3 for Jones and 13 for Jackson Action, who is in the cart.
Dad,
23.
right here. Right here.
Sven, you
probably from laying on your side playing video games.
Expert on this trip.
Do you need to go
coming
potty?
in with the clutch perception check.
you technically pass, but if that's a good thing, that's up to you. Donnie Gale fails, and Jones' journey. Jackson Action is still the one in the cart, and he succeeds. No Face succeeds. So all of you that succeed, actually, Donnie and Jones. Right, yeah. You both have to roll reflex checks. But the rest of you who you feel quite a bit of like a rumbling shake that makes you kind of falter for a second / necessarily stumble.
Well, not great news for the Knights. I roll a 7, even with my +5, and Jones rolls a 1, nat 1.
So yeah, all y'all passed it. You're walking and you all kind of like stop for a second to kind of like, oh well, I'm gonna wait this out for a second, as like the ground is like rumbling underneath your feet. Gale and Jackson Action, you guys fall over. You take a step as it's going, and you just completely lose your footing, almost taking down the entire conga line. But you guys both fall on your face.
Oh, the conga line. Can we roll reflex checks?
You just did. Roll reflex checks for what?
Getting back up
I mean, you'll be able to get
quickly.
back up.
All right, we get back up.
Well,
What the fuck is happening? Why is the ground
you
shaking?
you have to wait for the ground to stop rumbling.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this happens for like 10 seconds, 5-10 seconds ish. And then once that finishes, Gale, you and the knight can get yourself back up. I guess you guys should have been able to talk between that, but the rest of you definitely felt it. Gale, you knew something was up after you hit the ground.
Yeah, this is weird. Not a lot brings me to my knees this quickly, especially not the ground itself.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Sometimes mountains get angry. It might have something to do with the medulla oblongata. Makes them ornery.
Ah, that medulla oblonga. Yes, I know much
Yeah.
about that from my studies in the Knight Academy. I bluff. I'm not an idiot. I'm kidding. Kidding. This is very weird.
Like, out of character, like, there's no way I know about plate tectonics or any of this crap. No. So as far as I like, literally the best I've got is sometimes mountains get mad.
Yes, this must be some sort of natural phenomenon. Sure, every mountain must have a level of sentience to it. This one has reached its peak, the limits of its stress, and it's lashing out.
You did that on
See
purpose.
what you did there. Yep.
What's wrong with it?
All right. So taking a couple seconds while Gale shakes off his face mask so he can breathe again. You guys keep marching forward because you're committed to get through this tonight. And yeah, it's not looking pretty. You guys are marching on for an hour or two, and it's just you're weaving her all in and out. Yeah, things are looking grim. Ben, you probably noticed that there's like a layer that's built up on the back of Wilhelm by now. Whether or not you notice on yourself, but yeah, pretty much the night lane in the cart has a layer on him.
I imagine Wilhelm's smarter than the average goat. I bet he shook himself off a couple times by now.
Yeah, but it's still at. As soon as he shakes it off, it piles up real quick.
Yeah, has been resting this entire time. Maybe he's conscious enough to scrub himself off as well.
I don't know. I think he might have had a long rest by now.
Yeah.
Really dull to finish on his armor.
Yeah, at worst, he probably looks like shit, but he's probably good enough to know when to scrub his face and gear off where it matters.
Yeah.
I mean, he's. I'm not saying he's being harmed or anyway. Like his face is covered. I'm
A
sure.
thick coal of volcanic ash across the face could be pretty harmful.
Yeah, but the entire time
Exfoliating.
he's been
People
laying
pay
down,
good money in spas.
Wait, what?
It's exfoliating. People pay good money for that in spas.
Yeah,
You're right. It could be pretty helpful too.
Yeah.
but overall, he's just his. As he's been laying down, he's had his face covered because someone told him to cover his face. So
Wasn't a bad idea.
I'm just saying, like in terms of like, he might not have even looked. I don't know if he's waking up yet or necessarily. He was beat up.
All right. All right. Okay. Well, me and Jones are scrambling to get up and follow the conga line, the remnants of it. It's such a shame. We were so orderly and now we're in disarray. It was such a good conga line. Anyways, we're scrambling to get back up and chase it. We're all scrambling to get off this shaking piece of earth. I'm actually going to activate Earth Body. I'm going to spend 6 MP. I have not rested this entire time, and I'm spending 5 MP to activate this. Wait, let me look at my character sheet. I'm hoping this doesn't last too long. I'm thinking we're going to be sprinting for a little bit. If I scan, yep, it's 5 MP. 5 MP and 1 MP per 6 seconds to maintain. So I activate Earth Body, hoping it gives my feet some stability. And I try to get Jones up and help carry him back to the conga line so we can all sprint together in stability and unison.
Comment before you deduct MP or whatever. You guys have pretty much just fallen in place. You didn't like fall down the hill or anything. You were just walking and then took a step at the wrong time as the ground was shaking, and you just kind of like fell over. So you'd kind of be more out of your way to go help him get up than him just get himself up.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess I don't do that. I don't do the modify Earth ability either, then, since I guess we're all at the same disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, you guys start pressing forward. Not a big deal there. You move into. Yeah. All I can tell you is it's bad. Like, can't see anything. You're following Wilhelm, who's constantly sneezing, just to keep his air, like windpipes clear. The ground is not even anymore. Like, it's a struggle. Whatever path that you're following, it's there, but you wouldn't know. Air is horrible. It's hot. It's dry. All that good stuff. Perfect for adventurers.
Sucks, dude.
Oh, it's like we're walking through sand, but it's
We're
worse.
walking through sand, literally, like 360.
Oh yeah, just light and fluff and flaky.
And hot.
Yeah. Everyone roll another perception check. If you roll above a 5, you pass.
Got a 22. 18 plus 4 for Gale.
15.
21.
Yeah, you all pass this one.
My knights get a 8 and a 13, so I guess we all pass.
This one is Gale. It feels more like the first one, or Sven, more like the first one. Just a little rumble, like almost like you feel like a stone moved under your foot or something. Like you just feel a little vibration as you're taking a step. Almost missed it, but you're like, oh, you guys are kind of like looking out for it after Gale fell in his face. So
turn off your fan?
No.
Yeah, you feel that, and you're like, oh, okay. And you keep on marching.
Okay.
I don't know.
Guys, we gotta get out of here.
I mean, that's what we're working on, right, Wilhelm?
He responds to you by just screaming.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. We just got to keep on going, bud.
But yeah, there's hard to say, but there's not much going on. Sometimes, like I'd say probably at this point, like I think the air actually picks up because you're like walking up like the side of one is it's in between two, and there's a nice draft coming through, but it doesn't make it any easier to see. Or any of that
Okay,
nature.
well, fresh air or a draft is a good sign.
Who said fresh air? Like I said, that's what I was saying. It's literally the same air that you are struggling to breathe in. It's just moving faster.
Kind of like working at a factory.
You're like in a nice low oven. The keep warm setting on. Just
Yeah, but now someone kicked on the convection,
not
which
quite.
means we're gonna have fantastic browning at the end of this.
Yes.
A crust like you wouldn't believe.
This sucks.
The same shit, just faster.
Guys, we gotta keep going.
All right. What?
Tell you what, that
Smith,
water form teat is sounding better every minute. Being real.
Smith, Michaels, are you still back there?
No. They're dead.
Oh, fuck, no. Don't tell me that.
No, they're there. They're like, yeah, we're here. Just the two husbands are outside. Wife and the kids are taking a nap in the cart right now. Just it's one behind the other, so they have the biggest cart, sort of.
Press forward. Press forward. We must persevere.
But yeah.
I'm sure they all would have rather been mugged.
Next over is the one.
At this point, it's yeah, you've traveled in what you feel like is another like 2 hours, just making your way through one foot after another. You're just pressing forward. Everyone roll another perception check.
Nine for Gale.
13.
7 for Jones. And 12 for Jackson.
And I got a 10.
Well, all of you roll a reflex check.
Everybody roll a reflex?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
19
That
for
can
Gale.
only
Why not
mean good
Sven?
things.
I said Sven does too.
Oh.
You said all of us.
22.
And that was a 22 in the reflex.
19 for Gale. A 5 for Jones. And a 17 for Jackson action.
Yeah, so you guys feel another rumble under your feet. This one feels probably like 4 times as intense as the last one. This time Jones is Jackson Jones is the only one who actually falls over. The rest of you are able to catch yourself, like by only going down on one knee or like putting your hand down. But yeah, this one is a lot more. Instead of like a hard vibration. Actually, no, it's actually just a very intense vibration. It's kind of like as if you're riding in a carriage, but instead of going over a cobblestone road, they made it with boulders instead.
Because Jones is the only one who fell down, and this seems very bad. I'm just going to be doing perception, just make sure he's getting up while telling him, right yourself, Jones. We must press forward. And I want to make sure that he's getting up in time to follow the rest of the pack.
Are you honestly going to leave him if he doesn't?
No, I am not going to leave him, which is why I'm perception checking right now.
Okay, right after that, reflex check as everyone else reflex checks.
Again?
Yips.
Okay, I roll 16 on my perception to check on Jones and 18 on my reflex.
16 reflex.
Donnie, you can see him starting to get back up.
Good.
Like he caught himself, he's starting to get back up. Both of you pass. What about the knights and gnome face?
Oh, right. I gotta roll for them. Oh, a 5 and a nat 1 for Jackson action.
Yeah.
Gnome face, what'd you get?
What am I rolling?
A reflex again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20. Unnatural.
So you all successfully catch yourself. So you're standing there as you catch yourself for a nice large rumble, as if someone's just shaking your feet. It hits a point that there's a it stops, and you kind of all take a sigh of relief as that it was like the most intense like vibration you felt so far. And as you're thinking about pressing forward, and as Jackson is about to stand up, there's another vibration that runs through everything. Jackson is about to get up. He's almost up and he falls over again. Jones falls out of the cart. Surprisingly, like he must have been trying to get out of the cart because maybe he thought it was a rough ride. But yeah, he falls over again.
Okay.
This is happening.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Who's down and who's up?
Your two knights are down. Everyone else saved themselves. Or caught themselves.
I run back to assist Jones,
Okay.
who just fell out of the cart.
Okay.
Him up, and I use rebalance to run back towards Jackson action and assist him up.
You get to
No.
Yeah, you get to Jones. You reach out, he reaches for you. As you're grabbing him to lift him back up is when you hear the loud bang in the distance. It sounds like multiple cannon shots went off at the same time.
I hear that, and it's very jarring. Does it interrupt me from
100%.
rebalancing to?
You all are curious, intrigued, any of those words towards the sound. To which you all look to the distance, off in the distance behind you. Behind, like off the trail, like you didn't, yeah. And you actually can see like the cloud that's above you for once, and you can see this because there's now like a red circle, ovalish shape being projected onto it. And it gets brighter and brighter until you literally just see like red hot like orbs and blobs and dust just get sprayed out of the top, to which the cloud no longer is there necessarily. The projection is kind of gone, but it is still quite bright off in the distance where you once was, because then it pretty much lava starts flowing out of the mountain on different sides.
Told y'all it
Sure.
would get easier to see.
By Albert, this is unholy.
To be fair, it's behind you.
What's that?
So to be fair, it's behind you.
Yeah. Take comfort in that. You said this interrupted me, but I am taking it in. And it's not directly in my way. I still want to assist Jackson Action, who has just fallen down again.
Oh no, you can. It's just it interrupted you, to which you and everyone else was watching the eruption happen. But now that the shock and awe of it is gone, you may continue to pick him up.
Okay. I run towards Jackson Action, pick him up. And again, I'm extending my movement action, I believe, since we're all kind of like probably kind of chaotically patterned about. So I'm going to subtract 6 MP from myself.
Okay.
I assist him up. Press forward, Knight. Press forward, I say. Unholy things are afoot. This mountain is wrong. Do not lose your strength. Do not fall at the knees. Stand up, I say.
That's not wrong. It's just nature.
He stands up. He's not fighting you. He was literally trying to get up the entire time.
I'm trying to be dramatic here. Come on.
No, I'm saying like he hears you, he heeds your words, and there's a little haste towards him getting up versus before.
Good.
He gets up with more of a haste.
Haste is what is a matter quite important right now, considering what lies behind us. And we press on.
Yeah, that mountain would have been a pretty shitty place to spend the night.
True that.
Yeah. So that happened. And you guys walk about half an hour, and then another eruption goes up. This time it's not just one, it's two, but they're off in the distance that you don't feel them. You hear the sound, but it's more of a delayed. So by the time you look at it, like you don't see the orange circle on the clouds at this point. Like you only see the stuff shooting off. Like it's far enough away, but like it's bright. I mean, it's bright enough to cut through.
It's still disturbing.
Level, actually, at least.
It's still disturbing, but now that it's this far, it actually gives me time to collect my thoughts. I just think that's how weird the timing of those eruptions. Does this happen for everybody passing through these mountains? I'm still having that existential crisis. What those travelers said about respawns and events happening repeatedly. The implications that permeate to this. Is this a volcano that erupts every time a traveler passes through?
That's actually a pretty interesting question.
Is this something that happened by chance or because we were here?
I'm just picturing someone at the entrance to this whole area just being like, whoa, wait, you're going to want to wait until like 7 p.m. on Tuesday to start going through there. Then you'll have like 12 hours to make it through.
But the loot find chance is double during the most dangerous times. If you want to get extreme, that would be pretty dope.
Look, if you can turn into fire, it's worth it.
Oh yeah, there are
Yeah.
lava monsters that spawn exclusively during heavy ash periods.
For sure.
That would
You
be
need to start
sick.
your own personal Marines commercial.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Marines crawling through lakes of lava.
God.
This is camouflage.
Oh, you fight that lava monster, you get a sword at the end of it. Sick.
There you go. Okay, but yeah, you guys, this one doesn't bother you as much. And you're walking about half the amount of time that between like the two sets of eruptions, and you hear the explosions again. This time it's some are close, some are far, but there's three of them, three or four that you can tell. The varying ranges from like 2 mounds over to like 20. Both each time it's it's lighting up the area.
Breathe the sigh of comfort, knowing that we're past the worst of it. Can I do a perception check to see if the air is not so ashily laden with ash? I want to take the tabard off my face. Roll a 12.
Not quite by you. It's still very thick. In perspective, nothing has happened like directly around you that would cause you to think that it would have cleared up necessarily.
Okay. Pressing forward with some urgency still. Not slowing down. Got
Should
it.
have brought Colton.
I don't know if
Just so we
Cole's
know how far
familiar
we
with
have
this
to go
terrain.
before we're in the clear.
That'd be helpful.
You know?
That would be helpful.
Always bring a cartographer.
Having Colton on permanent payroll would be nice.
Oh, I don't think we could afford him.
Probably
No,
not.
probably not. But yeah, once again, you're pressing forward. And in half the time between in what feels like half the time between the last two eruptions, another set of eruptions go off. This time it's 6 to 8 different explosions around you. In front, behind, left, right, diagonals, like ranging from distances of 100 feet or like 50 or 20 yards to 200.
I feel like it's still very, way too close to an eruption.
Yeah, 20 yards is about 50 miles closer to a volcanic eruption than I'd like to be.
Yeah. I feel like that's, within viewing distance of a nuclear bomb. Oh, it's
Yeah,
so bright.
Congratulations on your new tan.
No,
Yeah.
I meant 50 yards. I was running through. I was like 100. I'm like, no, it's a little closer. But then for some reason, I went to 20 instead of 50. 50.
You mean yards or kilometers?
I mean, you're literally walking
do you
on a
mean-
volcano right now. So what does it matter?
Fuck.
It matters in how cooked we are. If you mean yard is in 50 front yards, in front of people's houses, then sure, okay, that's still kind of close, but 150 feet, that's
Yeah, a volcanic eruption
half
is
a
very
football
bad.
field for a volcanic eruption is, I would say, close.
Yeah, think about Pompeii. If you were 3 football fields away from Pompeii, you'd still be fucking dead.
Might want to hurry.
Yeah, going from double time to triple time, I guess.
Okay, guys, everybody, sprint! Sprint, sprint, sprint! Run!
Oh, if we
I
sprint, we
latch
sprint
onto
off
the
the
back
cliff,
of
it's still
Gail's
dark.
leg. I just hug his leg as he's running.
We have no choice at this point. We're far too close to an actual goddamn eruption.
Well, I mean, the volcanic eruption that's currently cooking us, there's still lava there. It's glowing. We can see, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's like trying to run through a dark obstacle course with a strobe light going off. Like, you can kind of make it work, but not really. If we have light, we can sprint.
You have more light than before. Not as much as you're going to have soon, but it's not stroby, because like initially it's like a bright as everything goes off, and then you might have a couple shadows as debris gets flown. But once it starts, like lava starts coming out, it's pretty consistent.
Okay, so I mean, we have a gist of what we're going. And Sven and Wilhelm are still kind of ahead of us. Just saying.
I mean, we're
Dark
ahead by the
vision.
minute we're running. Like, that's...
Yeah, we have dark vision kind of leading the way. There is a semblance of conga here. People are following each other.
The only thing you don't have going for you is you're on uneven terrain at this point.
I activate Earthen Body. Anybody unsure? Latch hold on to me. I will do my best to carry you.
Okay.
I kind of look up and I go 2 steps ahead of you as I
What's
hold
up?
on to his leg as he runs.
Good thinking, Gnome Face. This is the best I got, and I apologize for that.
I'm hopping on Wilhelm. He can navigate this crap better than I can.
That's fair.
He's got extra legs and all.
I'm keeping an eye on you two, because you're basically my guiding light right now.
Oh, your guiding light is the ocean of lava that's like half a football field away.
It was right behind you in the conga line. Yeah, I'm not looking at the lava, I'm looking at you guys.
Well, true, but think of it as a lamp. It's lighting up the whole area. That's the nice thing about it. It's so hot it's incandescent.
True.
Yeah. Essentially, while you guys are marching your way forward, yelling back and forth semantics, you guys are trying to get through this as fast as possible. The only thing fighting you right now is the whole fact that, like, the same
It's
pattern.
the planet.
Yeah, the
The
planet.
only thing fighting us now is the planet.
The same pattern that was happening before, where about half the time, or what feels like half the time between the last 2 eruptions, another set of eruptions happen, and this time you add 1 or 2 more. At this point, within a half an hour of time of you guys going, there's literally light all around you. You can see the ash flying, the soot flying through the air, which is quite a bit lighter now. You guys have, actually, all of your old reflex checks once. We'll say an explosion was a little close. An eruption.
7 for Gale. 7 for Gale. Narrowly dodging that nat 1.
Well, I ran straight into that nat 1. Rip.
Ooh. And oh god, this is terrible for everybody. A 6 for Jones and a nat 1 for Jackson action.
No face. Roll a d20.
Oh,
You
are we
know,
all
holding
getting
on to his
less?
leg.
Yeah, it's not for that.
Are we all getting 5 or less?
Nat 1.
How? This is
Jesus
terrible.
Christ.
This is insane. The unison nat 1s.
I think some Krakatoa shit just went down, gentlemen.
All
I
right.
think we just got, like, RNGesus said die. That's
But the
RNG just
volcano
said-
and the volcano handily won.
Sven, you get hit by volcanic rock and it knocks you off Wilhelm. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage and 3 points of fire damage. Donnie, you dodged.
That's insane.
Wait,
But I'll take it.
no, I went too high. Oh yeah,
I do have Earthen Body.
You rolled a
so
7.
maybe Yeah.
I mean, your earthen body, it doesn't help you here. Yeah, I didn't roll enough times. Shit. Where's the second one? You gotta take 2 points of bludgeoning damage and 4 points of fire damage. Your first night takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage, 4 points of fire damage. Your second night takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage, 4 points of fire damage.
Right.
And
Mine's
gnome
7
phase, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage and 2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
As throughout that last bit of time, you all had some point got hit by a chunk of volcanic rock. Then meta-wise, something tells you to hold on to yours, especially because it knocked you off, but you just throw it in the cart. Yours was a little big. You're surprised that it didn't do more damage
it's
to you.
gonna take a lot to motivate me to hold on to something that just came out of a volcano, cart or no. Like, I mean, it wasn't an ocean of fire damage, but I can't imagine it's gonna be great for a wooden cart.
Also,
well, I'm not saying like this particular one did fire damage to you. Like, it's just like embers flying off. Like, if you rolled high, you didn't get damaged at all. This is just kind of like a collection of damage. So necessarily, like, the fire damage isn't done by a single volcanic rock. It's just like a collection over the last half hour. Also, what, Gail?
oh, I'm going to deactivate my earthen body soon. I was just doing that for a short stint to make sure we had stability while people were latching onto me for dear life.
Okay. Might have worked. You feel like it worked, if that makes you feel better.
I hope it helps.
But yeah, so that essentially that pattern continued, where it was just more frequent and more volcanoes kept erupting for that half an hour time period, to where you just have hot air and all around you. Most of you just want to drink a water at this point. You're not so much concerned actually with the air. I mean, just it smells very sulfury, but like you can see a lot better underneath the cloud. Like the overall, like there's not as much soot in the air at this point. Um, it, so yeah,
You
like,
want water?
huh?
You want water? You know what I'm thinking? I got plenty of water right here. Unlimited nourishment. Come,
I
feast
dare you.
yourselves upon my flesh.
Yeah, less ash in the air, more volcanic bombs.
But yeah,
And yeah, I'll chuck that one in the cart, and I'll get back on Wilhelm so I can tank another hit for him, because he's just a little guy.
I mean, you had one big one. There's a couple other ones. I'll just say you get like 30 units of volcanic rock. Granted, some probably just land in the cart by itself. Um, yeah. So after that half an hour, like you don't hear. It kind of is eerie that it all ended suddenly, but at the same time, you're like, you just got so used to hearing eruptions that you just became numb to it, and you just end up like the eruptions stop continuously going off, but like at this point it's too bright, too hot. Like you don't even know the difference anymore.
There's still quite a lot of heat behind us. A lot of light. As far as I'm concerned, it hasn't ended yet.
Behind you, in front of you, next to you, like it's all over the place.
We press forward. This isn't over.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys keep going forward, and then you hit a point where you can actually literally you're on like a cliff. For some reason, there's a cliff here, and you're on a cliff, and you look over to the side, and like you're not at the top of the mountain, no, like but like you can see like a lava lake below you quite a bit.
Below us? Fuck.
And you see there's a cliff on the other side with a span wide enough for like one cart at a time. And you feel like this was actually man-made at one point in time. There's a slight like rock bridge or I don't think concrete. Oh, concrete was a thing. Like a concrete or like rock bridge that was built forever ago, bestowing in all of you a bit of hope as this you makes you feel like this is the right path, but also incredibly fearful because there is lava right below it.
Well, I mean, below us is where we want the lava, right? If it's above us, we've got a problem.
Above us would be bad.
Also, I'm not sure I'm going to be feeling hope until there's at least 100 Mississippis between Flash and Bang. So, like,
Yeah, true.
Oh no, yeah, that's happened. Like you've had 20 minutes without any new like bangs.
Oh, okay,
okay.
good.
That's what I say. Like
Okay.
for a half hour, it just the rate at which the explosions happened increased by half the distance or half the time frame of the last two explosions, type of thing. So like it
So
exponentially rose and it kind of just dropped off, and now you're just left like the last 20 minutes that you've been walking with lava
this
flowing
rock path,
everywhere. And
this rock path. Have you ever been to Port and the lighthouse? There's a rock path leading out to it. Is it like that, where it's just like a sidewalk that's elevated 30 feet into the air with no support rails?
I would say 30 feet.
no,
Is it like that?
I'd say this is a gap, probably like 60 feet. Wait, I think how far 60 feet.
It's not 30 feet. It's like 5 or 10 feet in Port. I'm trying to equate it to this scenario, though.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I'd say about 30 50 feet span. Elevation change from you to the peak of the bridge or the arc of the bridge, about like 10 feet. Maybe that's a little steep, but 7.5 feet. But it's gonna take you a good 30 seconds to a minute to cross this bridge.
Okay, everybody, you go first. I'll take up the back. I just feel like I need to watch the rear on this one.
I suppose Gnome Face is probably the lightest guy we've got. I'll follow him.
Anybody who was latching, get off now. I'm coming up last.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
we definitely don't want to be bunched up on this thing.
I get off.
Go forward. I'll take up the rear. Is everybody crossing?
Or wait till next time.
Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
Cliffhanger?
Cliffhanger! Dun, 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 dun.
This is where we're going to fight that green commercial lava monster. I just know it.
What's red and bad and badass all over? A cliffhanger! Nah, 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 nah.
But yeah, we'll find out next time how they decide to traverse this bridge with no railings. Well, I mean low railings. Over this lava lake or lava river. So next time. Sounds all right.
Ooh. Sounds good to me.
Well, and also we'll just have to find out when they finally get through this lava region.
Lava region sounds vast when you say it that way.
Did you say sounds vast?
Vast. V-A-S-T.
I mean, you have been walking through it for about like 14 hours so far.
14.
Close to it. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Oh, shit. What's next week? I can't do Friday next week.
No?
It'd have to be Wednesday.
Not Saturday or Sunday?
No, I'm gone all weekend.
Wednesday. I can do Wednesday. I can always do Wednesdays. Don't always like to do Wednesdays, but I can do it.
I'm off all week this week, so Wednesday's fine.
I'll aim for like 6 p.m. start time.
Okay.
I can handle that. Yep.
So, yep, that's gonna be it for us today. Join us next week, and we find out how our adventurers decide to get through this lava predicament or volcanic predicament. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, review, comment, and all the good stuff. And I hope to see you all next week. Gail, final words as you sit there contemplating this intense traverse. Heated traverse.
Oh. Why were we made? Just to suffer? To keep doing the same things over and over? No, that's just existential crisis stuff. No, we press forward. As knights, adversity and challenge is what drives us. We are made to persevere.
Good choice. All right, everyone else. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you next week. So long.
See?